I've been driving around. I'm terrible at driving, and like I have a satellite navigator thing. They renamed it Navigator. They heard me say that, and then they renamed it. Just now, go home online when you're at home. I'm addicted to being online. I think it's because it's like a sad thing, because I always think that I'm gonna do something great on the internet. I'm like, the next time I go on the internet, I'm not gonna look up healthy recipes in gyms in my neighborhood. And then I go online, I'm like, why don't I Google myself again? You know? I don't even Google myself anymore. I'm the next level. I get Google alerts. You know what that is? That means they email you when you've been mentioned on a blog or a website. Well, last year, someone wrote on their blog at one of my shows, and they said that I enjoyed the show, but that Mike was pudgy and awkward. I got that as a Google alert. It was like, bam, you're awkward. And I'm like, oh, thanks for the heads up, Google robot. I wasn't feeling great about myself to begin with. I mean, I don't have like a weight problem, but I am the guy who could really put the brakes on an orgy. You know what I mean? Like everyone would be like, was he invited? Why is he eating a stuffed crust pizza? That is not sexy at all. I have low self-esteem lately. I've reached this point in my life where I don't look in the mirror anymore because I get angry. Like, I feel like I'm complaining about a bad call a ref just made. I'm like, come on! You're blind if you're leaving the house like that! And the ref is God, and the competing teams are my gut and my receding hairline, and it's a close game. Because my gut is large and my hairline is fast. And I'm all riled up, I'm about to charge the field, and then the guy comes by with fried dough, and I'm like, next time. I got a thing, I got a Google alert that I was pudgy and awkward, and I was like, it's kind of redundant, you know? How many people do you know who are pudgy and smooth? Pudgy and really has his shit together. I like that, Alan. You know who's pudgy and awkward? Bloggers. Yeah. I know, because I am one. I have a blog. It's called My Secret Public Journal. And it's true. It's a blog. And I'm always embarrassed to tell people I have one because everyone has a blog about anything. People just be like, today I went to JCPenney. You know, there's like one comment. Like, JCPenney, eh? That's not a blog. That's a text message. There are no photos there. It's embarrassing if you have a blog and like no one comments on it because it's like being in a conversation where you're the only person speaking for like 15 minutes, and then eventually you have to come up with something to say like, so I'm just putting that out there. Yeah. Oh, but the satellite navigator, because I'm driving around the city and I'm a little ADD. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. I realized this recently because I wasn't a very good reader as a child. Like we used to do these things called SRAs. I don't know if you had this on the West Coast, student reading assignments, and we would post how many everyone had done on the wall, which is a really good way to squash a child's self-esteem. Like I remember there's this girl in my class named Jamie Caruso. She finished 140 before I finished 2. And I remember thinking, I think I might be retarded. And then I looked at the wall, and I was like, oh yeah, I am. The thing is that I was ADD, you know, because I remember like reading as a kid, like, you know, there was 4 rabbits, Mopsy, Flopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. And I thought, if you're gonna name your rabbit Mopsy, you're really gonna name the second one Flopsy? It's kind of obnoxious, right? Like everyone's gonna hate you, and like Peter's the only one who made it out okay in the naming process. Like he's like an investment banker now. He's like, I do not know those other rabbits. And while I was thinking about all that, the other kids read the book. navigator. Like, I'm driving around and there's like, it's like the talking thing, like the turn left, you know, that whole racket, and like, and it's kind of like having an overbearing girlfriend in your car at all times. She'll be like, turn right. I'm like, you don't have to say it in that way, you know? She hates it when I stop for food. She'll be like, turn around, go back to the highway. I'm like, look, navigator, baby, I got needs. I got needs quesadillas. I'll tell you this last story because about the satellite navigator, because I'm addicted to cable news. I don't know if anyone else has this too. Because they treat every story with the same level of importance. There's like the laser sound effects. They'll be like, "Achoo! Are your kids having sex at the mall?" You know, I don't even have kids. I'm like, are they? I gotta make sure they're not having sex at the mall. You know, and they'll be like, "Achoo!" and surgeons blow a bus. I'm like, whoa! Really puts the mall sex in perspective. That is significantly worse. Well, what they do is they hook you in by asking you questions you couldn't possibly know the answer to. You know, they'll be like, "Achoo! Do you know what's in your soup?" And I'm like, oh my God, I guess I don't know what's in my soup. I better stick around. Because they know that if you knew the answer to the question, if you change the channel, it would just be like, "Achoo! Do you know what your knee bone is connected to?" I'd just be like, bam, thigh bone. I'm watching Gossip Girl. Oh yeah. I defeated the news! But the news story is this, and this is fascinating to me. There's a satellite navigator directed a person into an oncoming train. I know. But it's funny. Because he lived. Which means that he turned into the train and then jumped out of the car in the nick of time. Which means he trusted the navigator more than his eyes. He was like, "You're right, but I'm out of here!" If you have a huge cock, you don't need a navigator. I thought I could bring it all together.